Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King III. And as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the mostest by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life.
Literally.
And we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's beginning with some new news for all y'all new news. So, Miss Reese, what's topping off our news segment this week?
So sad.
Sounds sad the way you said so.
R.I.P. to 41, George W. Bush Sr. passed on Saturday at the age of 94, though.
Can we slow clap this brother out,
Yeah.
man? It's unfortunate, man. I do notice that we're naming our presidents by numbers now.
Well, no,
we have been doing that.
I only said that because they did say 41.
First president.
Yeah, because his son was 43.
Right.
So,
but we expected this.
Yeah.
We expected this because usually, again, was it Barb Bush, when she passed away, we kind of knew old people that have been together for a long time. They usually die. Yeah, they usually die pretty close together. Not my grandparents. I think my grandmother died as a teenager. My grandfather died as a senior citizen.
He was living his best life.
I'm like, damn, grandpa, you still here? But yeah, so R.I.P. to George Bush.
Yeah.
But that's not W. That's just regular.
Oh, is it?
It's just regular, I think. Right. Just regular George. And that's why it's weird because George W. Bush is not a junior. He's got a different middle name, I think.
Okay, so with that, you can still be a junior because it's what you write on that birth certificate.
Yeah, you could be a junior without having a senior. You could write anything. You could make the first kid the third if you want to. So.
Yeah,
Try it. You'll like it.
But so the interesting thing about this that when they were going over his history, the Bushes are the second father and son duo.
Right.
And then
first was
John
Roosevelt
Quincy Adams.
I was gonna go with Teddy and what's the other nigga? Franklin D.
Theodore?
Teddy, Theodore.
Okay.
Teddy Roosevelt and Franklin D. Roosevelt. But maybe they was just related, but not brother.
Yeah, this was father and son.
Yeah.
And then they talked about how Bush, even though he totally didn't like Trump, nothing that he was about, he did extend his hand if he needed it.
It was an olive branch.
Yeah.
Take it.
So it was nice.
What did Trump say? I'm good.
Yeah. But it just shows that Bush, even though he was beat by Clinton, he still got along with him. He still helped him in his presidency. Just a lot of good things about Bush. So,
and I think that this is a testament to the fact that when our candidate doesn't win, we kind of we throw this pity party and we don't really appreciate all the maybe neutral, at least, as opposed to bad that presidents have done and will do. So R.I.P. to George Bush. And just, keep your head up, the Bush family, because nobody, it's all fun and games, but at the end of the day, death is death. That shit ain't funny.
But he's 94. He lived a long, great life.
We expect
so it should be like a celebration of some sort.
Celebration of life, man. So R.I.P. And now we're going to take it out of U.S. news and go, something about her. What's going on? Sorry, that was disrespectful to everybody of the Mexican descent. But what's going on in Mexico?
So there was like a border rush.
What do you mean?
Like of Mexicans rushing the border to get in.
Like, ready, set, go. Andale, andale.
Yeah, I mean, to like that.
What do you mean? Not like that.
But yeah, it was, and it wasn't the caravan, right?
No.
Which I don't know where they got the name from. But the border at San Diego Tijuana shut down for like 5 hours.
Tijuana.
They were not letting anybody in. The U.S. says it was about 1,000 people that tried to cross. The Mexico government said it was only 500.
What's up with the disparity in numbers? Like 750, nigga. Goddamn.
But 69 people were arrested.
And where are they now? Detainees or?
They're not in the U.S.
Yeah. They were arrested in Mexico? Don't nobody want to go to jail in
or
Mexico.
Like border patrol.
Oh, yeah, ICE.
Yeah.
ICE may have got them. Okay. So what sparked it? Like, was this a day of, hey, we doing this today?
I don't know if it was just a planned thing.
Uprising?
Kind of like that. And it's been a lot of that going on. We just don't really hear about it. Heard it on Vice, obviously.
Hey, Vice.
But yeah, so it's a constant issue in certain parts. And I guess, the San Diego Tijuana border, that's kind of, I guess it used to be open.
Cracking. Yeah.
But it's not anymore.
The doors of the church are closed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep your head in Mexico and enjoy the weather. You don't want to come to Chicago if you do cross the border. Y'all might want to stay more so in Arizona, Texas, California type region, because y'all don't want none of this smoke up here.
No.
All right? Now, keeping with U.S. news, we're going to go to MISSISSIPPI is
still racist.
Still racist. What's going on? We knew this. Mississippi burning.
Yeah,
The Ghost of Mississippi. Are you familiar with this movie?
The Ghost of Mississippi?
The Ghost of Mississippi.
Is that with Whoopi Goldberg?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
No, isn't that what she was married
Oh, you thinking of Ghost? No, that's regular Ghost.
No.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, but she also played in the movie when she was married to...
because she was Medgar Evers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she
Wasn't that
plays
the Ghost
in a lot of
of
movies with Ghost in the title. But, yeah, so James Woods, he played the racist dude that actually shot him, and they didn't convict him.
Okay.
And he became very, very old, and it was a statute of limitation, da-da-da.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up. I just, I don't fuck with Mississippi.
The history of Mississippi, right. And so Cindy Hyde-Smith won re-election for Senate. She was the Republican running. And I don't know if you heard, but she was heard saying that if there was a public hanging, she would be in the front row.
Come again, say what?
Yeah. So this white lady, she's a Republican, she's a senator, won re-election. She said, quote, if there was a public hanging, I want to be in front row.
The South shall rise again.
Yeah.
Why would she say that? Like, even if that's how you feel. Not saying that's right, wrong, or indifferent, but why would you say that?
Because down there, they just comfortable. Comfortable as hell. Yeah. And I don't think Mississippi ever gonna change.
Now, this is my gun. I shoot cans with it. Africans, Mexicans, any type of can. That's some bullshit. Yeah. And this lady got re-elected.
Re-elected. She was running against a Democrat, Mike Espy, a black guy. An older guy, but but it was close. So it wasn't like she beat him out the ballpark. It was like 55%, 47 type of thing. So it was pretty close.
So did people ask him, like, what's your stance on hangings? And he just didn't answer right? Or, like, what swung the vote?
Well, this is Mississippi.
Crooked letter.
So I think if you're not ready, like in those type of states, you need to go to vote. You can't slip up and, I forgot, the lines were long. You have to go. So, so sad news for Mississippi.
That's more reason to stay woke and go vote, especially the working class, you know what I'm saying, who, I don't know if we give ourselves enough credit for the power that we have to impact the vote. And it's not just in these highly publicized elections, but each and every election.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go on to havoc and chaos. Sounds delightful.
Okay, so we talked about the detention centers, right?
We did.
With the kids being separated from their parents going to these centers. Well, in Torrillo, Texas, they have one of the biggest detention centers. And they have workers, like 1,200 workers, and they're called direct care workers because they deal with the kids on a daily. So they watch them eat.
Sit your ass down.
They watch them when they play. They're with them and they interact all day long.
Babysitters. Child rearers.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of these people have had FBI clearance. No fingerprints, no background checks, none of it.
Come as you are.
So it's a little scary because now you're putting these kids at risk for pedophiles, child molestation, all this type of stuff. And not to say that it's happening.
Right.
But out of those
probability of
1,200 workers.
Yeah. It's a lot of damn workers. And
they figure these kids ain't got their parents. They don't speak English. Who they gonna tell? Who's gonna be in your corner?
Who you gonna call?
Okay, so get this. So they don't have to have FBI, or they haven't had FBI clearance. But the sponsors who are saying, whether they're parents, relatives, or people who are just saying, I'm opening up my house for the kids. Yeah. They gotta submit their FBI clearance ASAP, and that's what's taking so long to get the kids to these sponsors.
See, and this is my thing, though. Like, I feel that whoever's in charge, the powers that be, 4, 5, whomever is behind this shit, doesn't look at these kids as kids. You know, kind of with the whole 3/5 of a man type shit. Like, you have all these rules and regulations in place for American kids. Right. And then when you have some non-American considered kids, it's like, oh, well, shit, a dog can babysit them or whatever. Not no disrespect to the 1,200 workers, but just saying, like, there's policies in place to protect our kids for a reason. Why aren't all of these considered our kids, is my question.
Yeah, and so the organization, right, that they're supposed to go through, they've said they've reached out, they've contacted, but they don't have the necessary means or resources to get all of these background checks done. They don't have the money, and it's like nobody is trying. Nobody cares. Yeah. Really, that's what it boils down to. Nobody cares, but they care enough to check all these people trying. And I don't know if they're getting money for these kids.
Like kind of like the foster care system.
And that's why they have to check. Right.
But I would assume the 1,200 are paid too. They're not just volunteers. They get some type of
they're paid, but they probably pay like an hourly, wage or whatever. Because Vice did talk to one of the workers, and they didn't show her face because the workers aren't supposed to talk to the media. And she asked, have you all been checked or told that you needed to get checked? She said no. She said, are there any consequences? She was like, no. Is this a concern? Should this happen? She was like, no, this shouldn't be happening, and people should be concerned, but nobody is. Yeah. So
checks and balances, people, man, and hopefully somebody can figure out a way to get involved and get some regulation around it. And that's the thing, I think, because we're reacting so critically to what 4 or 5 is implemented and the impact that it has. We don't really have policies in place to handle these types of situations.
So quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, keep your head, young people. We pray that everything is working out in these detention centers. That has a negative connotation associated with it already. But,
and HBO has a movie. I can't think of the name of it.
Detained.
I was about to say, is that it? No. I don't know. But it is.
Sounds appropriate.
It is a movie coming out next Friday, 8 o'clock on HBO, and it's about a boy whose parents send him over the border. They pack his stuff up and they, be careful, baby. Don't trust anybody. But they send him away because of the violence and stuff that was there.
The unknown is better than the known.
Yeah, and so when he gets arrested, they send him to these detention centers, just how they look now, and then he goes to court. But that's crazy because in court, he has to have the headphones for the translator. Yeah. And the judge is like, but were you a criminal there? Now, this boy had to be like between 8 and 10. Yeah. Were you a criminal? Were you in gangs? And it was just the way he was talking to him. It just freaked him out. It was like a lot for a little boy at that age who doesn't speak English to have to answer all these questions. Yeah. And so I would just say watch the movie and maybe we can get a better insight to what's going on.
They fuck around and arrest them for perjury or something. Hey, you committed perjury on the stage.
Right.
I didn't know what you were talking about,
I didn't know. I didn't understand you.
Anyway, we're going to keep with new news for all y'all new news and move out of the U.S., move out of the continental U.S. and go to a land far, far beyond called Mars.
Mars.
What the is going on at Mars? Have we found life?
No, I don't think they found life yet.
But we found water, which means that life can exist. This was years ago in the science books. I don't know who wrote the science books.
Well,
shout out to Neil Armstrong.
NASA's InSight lander landed 5 days ago. I think Monday it was.
Okay.
It took them 7 months, 300 million mile journey from Earth.
That's not a stone's throw. Yeah.
Like, what was that
7
movie?
7 months in one vehicle?
Yeah. So this is a robot.
Damn.
This is
no people went.
No, this is their robot that they're sending there. It's landed, and it's going to dig down into the core to uncover information about the early days of Mars and see if they can get some information on how Earth was before.
Them niggas looking for gold.
Before.
They looking for gold.
Well, no, they're really looking to replace Earth.
Yeah, like how can rich people move to a land far, far away?
What was that movie with
Homeboys from Outer Space?
No.
Ah, shit. Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No, stop.
Alien 3.
It's with a girl who played
Sigourney Weaver, Alien 4.
Who played in Joy.
Joy.
She played she played in The Red Sparrow. Jennifer
Love Hewitt.
No.
Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
Jennifer.
She was an X-Men and she played the one that could change.
No, I thought that was Jennifer Lewis.
No, that's
No. Rebecca Ramon Stamos.
No.
She could change in X-Men. She was the blue bitch.
No, her name was Jennifer.
Jennifer Hudson. What the fuck? I don't know actresses. Who played an X-Men that could change besides Rebecca Ramon Stamos?
That was the old one. She wasn't in the new one.
I don't know. I don't know.
This girl played.
What was the movie about? It was about Mars?
Yeah, so they were on the spaceship, right? And remember, the guy got like woke
Infected?
up. No, he got
passengers.
What's that?
Passenger, well, it was supposed to be going to the planet, and you had to stay asleep the whole time, or else
and
it
then
was
he
almost,
woke old girl up.
Yeah, on some I'm in
now
love
you know
with
what
you.
I'm talking about?
It's called Passengers. That's Jennifer Lawrence. I said her name
Jennifer
several
Lawrence.
times.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, girl.
Nevertheless, you know, speaking of which, Jennifer Lawrence is the face of a Mexican, I think it's either clothing or cosmetic line. And there's a lot of backlash, like, why is this white woman in charge and the face of this authentic Mexican brand? Just a side note, just let you know that I read it.
Maybe because she's, I don't know.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She
is. She's gorgeous.
She sells shit. She is raw though. But so in
that
Passenger,
movie,
that was some bogus shit that Buddy ass was like, well, you can just die with me. And I'm gonna wake you up, and it's imminent that you're going to die with me. And he faked his move like he wasn't the one. The robot told on him, the bartender. Well, I gotta watch the robots.
At the end, you know, they ended up building a nice life. Like when the people woke up,
They made it built a little, they
was some
built
bullshit.
a garden. But he was bogus.
He was so bogus.
Just for that. That's very
for killing her, basically.
He pretty much killed her. Pretty much killed the bitch.
Yeah.
And there was no like recourse for it. It was like there's no police. I think a thick ass version of Lawrence Fishburne was on there, and he died shortly thereafter. So it wasn't like no policing.
That's how long, like, because they were going to Mars, so to speak.
And it took a minute.
It took
you
years.
gotta almost be frozen.
Yeah, they were.
To be on that shit.
So just imagine how long.
A sign of things to come.
This
Face ass. If y'all
robot
haven't
took.
seen Passenger, check that movie out because it just gets your mind thinking in terms of where things might be headed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check it out.
So Mars is the next destination, the next wedding destination for all you future focused niggas.
And check out HBO. I saw HBO is
They
on
own it.
point.
They own it.
They are having another show, and it talks about it's like life under
Earth?
land. Yeah, like they went in and
whole
the
civilization
house.
down
It was, and it was for the 1%, obviously, because that's who gonna buy a ticket to get down there.
Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Y'all better watch out for them night crawlers. I seen this movie called Descent, and there's things that apparently live in the middle of the earth that will fuck your ass up, and they don't need no light to survive. They feed off blood and a little bit of oxygen. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be mindful and stay woke on that. All right. So I think that about wraps us up for this week's segment of New News for y'all new news.